Hello, I'd like to talk to you about opportunity cost. An opportunity cost, as I've written here, is the value of the next best opportunity that is not chosen. Let's do a couple of examples. For example, let's say you buy a car for $20,000. And let's draw a little car. Okay. Give it two wheels. There's the car. Okay, not the best looking car in the world, but you could have paid more. Let's say that now it's a used car, and let's say used cars could be the market value of the car is 15,000. So we'll put market value. And this was the original price. Okay, the question is, what is the opportunity cost now? Well, the 20,000 is not really your next best opportunity. Your next best opportunity, now that you have a $15,000 car, is selling it to somebody else for 15,000. So since you're driving it, you're giving up the next best opportunity of letting somebody else drive it and own the car for 15,000. So the answer is the car is worth $15,000. Let's try another example. Let's say you're thinking of going to college for a semester, and let's say tuition is, let's say, $8,000, which I think it is about at Ball State. Some of the students were telling me. I'm sure it's going to change. Let's say that also we have books and supplies. And let's say that's 500. Might be a little low for the year. And let's also say we have one of the biggest costs would be foregone earnings. And let's say that is $10,000. And actually for a year, let's say it's 30,000. My 3 doesn't want to stay, it looks like, does it? There it goes. So add these up, and it looks like, what do we have? $38,500. Now the question comes up, well, what about food? If I go to school, I have to pay for food. Well, food is part of the cost of living. At least hopefully you eat if you don't go to school. We're assuming if you do go to school, you pay tuition, books, foregone earnings. Yes, you eat. Yes, you live somewhere. But likewise, if you don't live at school, you still will assume you live somewhere and you still eat. But a lot of students will say, well, if I didn't go to school, I'd live with my parents and they would pay for my food. And so I wouldn't have that cost. Well, we could have had the opposite case where you might have lived with your parents like I did when I went to school, at least as an undergraduate, and if I had gone to work, I would have had to leave home. So really, housing, food is a cost of living, not a cost of going to school. These three would be costs of going to school. And so that would be 38,500. Notice the biggest cost of going to school is that foregone earning, at least for most people. And so what we often find is if the economy is doing well and earning opportunities are very high, it's often very hard to retain people in school because they say, if I go to school, I give up more money if I dropped out and went to work. However, if it's a recession, then there's fewer other opportunities, so foregone earnings goes down and the cost of going to school is cheaper, so we see more people often going to school. Now, these ideas of opportunity costs are everywhere, but this is the fundamental idea of cost in economics, is opportunity cost. In fact, it's one of the fundamental issues just from scarcity. You can't get all you want for free. You have to give up something. In fact, when I go to the store and buy an ice cream cone, let's say for $2, I think, well, what's the next best opportunity of this $2? I'm giving up $2 I could have spent somewhere else. Well, yeah, that's always going to be true. I could have spent it on something else. So anytime I spend money, spend time, I give up the opportunity of spending it somewhere else. Uh, my wife sometimes talks to me, the more time I spend at school and at work, the less time I have to spend with the family. More time I spend with the family, the less time I have to spend at work. There's always a cost. So enjoy your costs. Talk to you next time.